I appreciate it. Okay, so now my screen should come up any moment from now. Okay, so just kindly confirm when you see my screen. Give me a thumbs up when you see my screen. Okay, good. Thank you for that, Anthony. All right. So everyone, welcome to today's session. Your next chapter, the leadership table. Okay, the leadership table. The leadership table. It has a seat with your name on it. The leadership table. It has a seat with your name on it. Okay, it has a seat with your name on it. So before we deep dive into today's session, I did ask us a question earlier that how many of us here feel like at the moment our career is tantamount to our current abilities? And a couple of persons here were honest and they told me their current realities. And that's what we will be looking at in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay. So we're looking at building the stack. We're looking at earning the title. We're looking at own your worth. Okay. How we can use a myriad of tools to take us to the next level. Okay. How we can incorporate AI, how their skills, how their systems, how their strategies, and how their leadership, right, that we need to take on so that we can ensure that we go to the next level of our trajectory. Okay, now about us. Okay, analytics business. Okay, analytics business. Analytics business is a leading e-learning platform designed to help organizations across the world to empower their teams with a wide array of professional development options across AI, data, HR, software development, etc. With access to top quality courses across diverse disciplines, analytics business addresses the continuous learning and development needs essential in today's fast-paced business environment. Okay, so what we're trying to say in essence is that we are a leading learning platform that are designed to help both individuals and organizations to empower their team to become more proficient, right? To have the perspicacity, to have the skill sets, to have the acumen, the wisdom, the know-how, right? In a wide array and range of professional development, which cuts across AI, data, HR, software development, business analysis, product management, and the likes. Okay. And with access to top quality courses across this diverse discipline, we are continuously addressing the development needs essential in today's fast-paced environment. Okay, so I won't spend so much time on this. All right, I won't spend so much time on this as I already believe that all of these things are something we've probably seen earlier before. Okay, so now I will just go into introducing myself. Okay, my name is Adeoyebu Agbotimi, and I am a business analyst who sits at the intersection of business problems and data-driven solutions. All right. I don't just gather requirements, I translate ambiguity into clarity, structure chaos into processes, and turn insights into decisions that move the needle. And my experience cuts across diverse industries ranging from financial services, operations, digital products, where I've worked on optimizing processes, improving system performance, and enabling smart decision making. So at my very core, I help organizations ask better questions so they can build better solutions. And currently, I am a senior data associate here at Analytics Business. Okay, so welcome everyone once again to today's session. Now we go into the bone of contention for today. Okay, one of the dilemma that most of us are faced with is what I call the corporate career dilemma. Okay, the corporate career dilemma. And what is the corporate career dilemma? It's usually the question of where are you now versus where you could be. Okay, and the reason why most of us join this session is because at the moment we are not satisfied with our current state. Am I correct, guys? The reason why most of us join this particular session is because at the moment, we're not necessarily happy with where we are. We think that we can do better. We know that we can do better. Right? We're seeing all of the things happening in the digital landscape, everything around us. And there is this inner thought of us that is telling us that, oh, you can do better, you can be more, we should evolve, we should do better. Right? And that's why a lot of us are in today's session. And the corporate dilemma is something that every professional at some phase in your life, you will be plagued with. Okay? At some phase in your career, you will be plagued with this dilemma. It is where you are now versus where you could be. One of the things we do as BAs, okay, BA is a short word for business analyst, okay? One of the things that we do as BA, as one of our core functions, is what we call a gap analysis, okay? Gap analysis is basically when you evaluate your current state, or you evaluate the current state of a business, of a system, okay? You understand the current capabilities, okay? Then you compare it to your future state, where you want to be, where you desire to be in the nearest future. Okay, your desired capabilities. Then you identify what are those things in between that are impeding you from going from where you are now to where you want to be in the future. We call them action plans. Okay, you understand your current phase, you look at your future phase, you identify those action plans that will take you from your current phase to your future phase. And this is what we are going to tackle in today's session. Okay. And I want everybody here to be candid with ourselves. I want you to just do a very quick noting that where am I currently and where do I want to be in the next 12 months, in the next 24 months, right? In the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 4 years. Okay, I want each and every one of us here to introspect. Okay, now the leadership gap. Okay, the leadership gap. Why most careers stop? Okay. Why do most careers stop? And why AI changes the equation? Why do most careers stop? And why does AI change the situation? The existing traditional old path, we look at, oh, you wait for years before you are promoted. How many of us here have ever had to wait for about a year, 2 years, 3 years for a promotion before and it never came? How many of us here have been in such scenarios before? You waited for a year, 2 years, 3 years for promotion and it did not come. Okay, you can see that Kolapo raised his hands. Okay, Kolapo, any other person? Any other person? Waited for a promotion a year, 2 years, 3 years, but nothing came. Okay, or your manager does not notice you despite your efforts to be visible. Okay, you do every single thing in your power, in your mind, to work hard to ensure that all of your KPIs are met, but your manager doesn't notice you. Okay, you attend leadership courses, you write reports and nobody reads them. You get overlooked for the top roles. Okay, all of that, okay, all of that is becoming a thing of the past. Okay, we're quelling all of that. We're changing the stereotype. Okay, and with the AI leadership part, now you can build a dashboard that leadership actually uses. Okay, you can automate the work that nobody else can. Now, what does automation mean? Automation simply means that activities or tasks that are repetitive, that are mundane, that you do every single day, you can allow AI do it for you and you just sit down and you watch. Okay, you save your time for what? For strategy and value-based delivery instead of writing repetitive reports on an habitual basis. Okay, it generates strategic documents in matter of hours and minutes instead of days and weeks. Okay, the organization wants to embark on a project. As a project manager, as a BA, as a data analyst, you generate a business case document, which is a documentation that justifies why the organization should embark on a project. or you generate a business requirements document that shows some of the values that the organization would get from embarking on a project that aligns the organization expectations concerning the particular product, that speaks to value delivery to both the business and the customer, that speaks to how you can increase revenue, how you can reduce costs, right? How a particular outcome is beneficial to a business. And traditionally, I always tell my students, this documentation, because of the amount of stakeholders that are involved, the amount of components that it contains and it entails, it might take you days, weeks to consolidate. But now we're talking about a matter of minutes and hours. And today I'll show us how we can generate such documentation using our large language models in your ChatGPT, in your Claude, in your Gemini, depending on the one that you want to use. Okay, you present data-driven recommendations. You become the person that they cannot replace. Okay, you become the person that they cannot replace. You become indispensable. The word indispensable means that you are absolutely necessary. They cannot do without you. That's the meaning of being indispensable. You are so important that they cannot do without you. And how do you become indispensable? You become indispensable by providing value. Okay, by doing things that no other person can. Right? By focusing on strategy, by focusing on business development, by focusing on growth. Instead of doing things that are repetitive and mundane that your boss just sees as arbitrary. Right? This is where we are tilting towards today. Okay? And now if you look at the AI leadership stack, okay, the AI leadership stack, we're looking at what? 4 tools, 1 indispensable professional. Okay, what we're looking at what 4 tools and 1 indispensable professional. Okay, now the very first one. Okay, I'm going to show us a Power BI screen at the moment. I'm going to show us a dashboard which was built by a data analyst in analytics business. Okay, and I'm going to show you how such can be of value to your organization, to your business, to your boss, so that you become visible and credible. Okay, I'm going to show us a previewed sample dashboard as to how you can take into those boardrooms and generate visuals. In one of my previous roles working as a business data analyst at the bank, okay, one of the things we do every month is what we call the monthly business report, the MBR. Okay, and this is where you sit down with all of the executives. You present data. You speak about the health of the bank. You look at how much did you generate as a revenue, how much was the expenses that you incurred. You look at how each branch is doing. You look at the head office. You look at every single thing that has to do with the company financials. And such reports is usually formatted on the dashboard. Okay, and if you do such reports for your business on a monthly basis, you become very, very much important because the senior leadership are the ones anchoring such meeting, and they can see your importance. Okay, they can see the usefulness of you being in that organization. Okay, now let me just show us a very quick sample of what I'm speaking about. Okay, I'm going to show us a very quick sample of what I'm talking about. Okay, now look at it. For example, you look at this HR analytics dashboard. This HR analytics dashboard, it shows us a couple of words, a couple of insights into the patterns and delivery of this particular organization. Yeah, it shows you the number of employees. Okay, the number of employees. They're looking at the top level KPIs, all right, for an organization using your HR analytics dashboard. Okay, total number of employees, 1,470. Right, that's the total workforce size. Look at the total attrition, that's the number of employees who left within the period. the attrition rate is what? 21%. Okay, then you look at what the average age of the organization. Look at what their average pay and also the average number of years they have used in the organization. So by this particular interpretation, I can tell that roughly 1 in every 5 employee leaves, which is relatively high and not good for the health of the organization. Okay. And the average age of workers in this particular organization is 41 years. Average salary is 215,000 naira. And if you look at this data, it means that at the moment, the organization benchmarking today's digital landscape is not doing so well. So imagine this is a report that one of you in this particular session generated for the executive of the organization. Okay, and if you look at the attrition by gender, you can see that there are more men than women in this organization. So it means that more men are leaving than women. And if you look at some of the DEI policies in today's organizational landscape, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion, most organizations try to balance the workforce by having a similar amount of men and women in the organization. But based on the attrition by gender, it is currently indicating that more men are leaving this organization than women. And this could imply that male-dominated roles have higher churn. For example, maybe there are more men in IT, and that means that the IT team at the moment is being left shortchanged. Okay, or the retention strategies can work. Maybe it favors more women than men. Okay, or it can be that what the retention strategies may favor more females than male employees. So imagine you come with all of this data, okay, and you present it to the executive of the organization. Okay, please guys, kindly tell me, are you of value? Is this important to the organization or not? I want you guys to tell me yourselves in the chat. Okay, if you build such, all right, and you present it, okay, you present it to the executives, to those in the upper echelon of the organization, will you be considered as important or not? I want you guys to give me the response yourself. Okay, so I'll be in the chat box reviewing your response. Okay, if you present this dashboard, all right, you present this to the organization, right, will you be considered important or not? Okay, Richard said important. Excellent. Okay, excellent. And just like you said it is important, or you consider it as important, are you aware that so many people do not know how to create an interactive dashboard such as this? You know what I said earlier that the difference is in the skills and in the mindset. The difference between those that have that AI skill, okay, those who possess the AI skill that gets you seated at leadership role, the difference is in the skills and in the mindset. Okay, and so many people, right, have these skills. Right, so many people have this mindset, and that's why they are in leadership roles today. It's really interesting to know that there are some people that do not even have these skills, but they have the mindset and also in leadership roles. Okay, I used to tell this particular story, right, about someone who I really looked up to in my journey into becoming a project manager and a BA. One of the very important things we do, one of the salient things we do in process analysis, for example, is what we call a process map. A process map is a graphical representation of a business process or a systems process. And for you to call yourself a BA, it means that you should have the skill set, you should be proficient, you should be adept at utilizing symbols to map a business process. And there was someone who was a director, a senior BA at that, right, that I work with. It will interest you to know that this particular person does not know how to process map. And the disparity between us in our career at that particular point was night and day. I could process map. This person could not process map. And this person was a director in a multinational. And he was also a BA. And I was just a coming up BA at the time. So what does that tell you? That the skill set is important. You need to have the skill set, but you also need to have the mindset. Right? They should be mutually inclusive. It has to go hand in hand. And that's the point I'm driving at tonight. It has to go hand in hand. So by looking at this dashboard, the organization can introspect. They can have a rethink. Oh, what do we need to do? Why are more men leaving and more women are staying? Okay. Why is it that our attrition by education is telling us that, oh, we have about 25.88% bachelor's, PhD, high school. So all of this data is very, very much important. Okay, and if you look at the attrition, it is almost evenly distributed across educational levels. So this tells us that education is not a strong driver of attrition. Okay, and also that the problem less likely lies in organization or role-based factor. That's what it's also telling us here. Okay, and if you bring this data, you bring this dashboard and you speak to it, right, eloquently, you articulate your thoughts, you articulate what is real, you uncover patterns, you uncover trends and insights that is useful to the organization, you will not be overlooked. No matter how anybody tries to, tame you or conceal your light, it will not happen because this is a report that affects the health of the organization. And these are the skill sets that you can use AI to generate. Would you guys know that this was all AI generated? This particular dashboard on your screen. It was AI generated. Right? We used AI to generate this particular dashboard that you are seeing here. Right? It's how we can use AI with Excel, how you can use AI with Power BI. Like just writing simple prompts. You have your data sets ready, you use simple prompts, you generate all of these insights, you uncover all of these patterns and trends, and you present it. Before, for you to generate such a dashboard, probably take you about 3 to 4 weeks. Because number one, you first need to ensure that your data is clean. You first want to ensure that you don't have the right data. Right? You export, you transform, you load your ETL in Power BI, you export, you transform, you load the data first. Right? So in the quest of reading all of those things, it takes a long period of time. But with AI, we can generate this dashboard in the next 1 hour, 2 hours. It is ready. So that means that you that will probably take about 4 weeks to generate one dashboard, you can now generate about 5 to 6 dashboards in a single day. And that way, you become more productive, you become more efficient, you become valuable, you cannot be ignored. Very soon, you start sitting down with these people that initially will never look at you. That's how the transformation begins. Okay, so now let's come back to our material. Okay, now automated workflows. Okay, automated workflows. When we talk about automated workflows, it means that their activities, their tasks that we carry out on a daily basis that has become mundane, has become trivial. Okay, but we need to understand that we don't need to do these things anymore. We can automate it. Okay, most people have probably never heard of this tool before, which means that anybody who knows this particular tool has an immediate advantage. It is called N8N. This is it here, guys. N8N. I'm sure that majority of us here have not heard of it before. N8N is a workflow automation platform, and it does something remarkable. It replaces the human that does repetitive tasks. So I want you to think about your week. I want you to think about your week, right? This is your week, this current week. Right? You've had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, think about your week. How many hours this week did you spend doing something that followed a predictive pattern? Maybe you're writing a report. Okay. How many times this week that you have done something that followed a predictive pattern? For example, you're compiling a report, you're sending a follow-up mail, you're updating a tracker. How many of us have done such this week? This particular week, well, even if it's not in writing a mail or something, it's also something that is repetitive. You've done it over and over and over this week. Anybody? Anybody on this call? You've done something repetitive this week. Okay, I can see that Kinsola raised his hands up. Great. Now, anything builds a machine that does all of that for you while you sleep. Imagine that now you walk into your Monday meeting. All right. You walk into your Monday meeting whereby you guys give an update for what you did the previous week. And over the weekend, anything has done all of the report writing for you. It has even given recommendation for what you should do the coming week. And throughout the weekend, all you have to do was to attend your Owambe, to watch your football, to be with your family. You did not touch any single thing. All right. That is not just efficiency. It's not just what efficiency. It is productivity. It is reliability. It makes you become a different kind of professional. Okay? It makes you what? Become a different type of professional. Okay, so in the chat now, I want everybody to type one single thing that you do every week that follows the same step that you wish that you can automate. Right? One single thing you do in your business, or in your workplace, or even if you are not employed, anything you do every week that you wish that, oh, I can automate this. I wish that, but AI can be doing this for me. What is that? Yeah, one single thing that you do every week that you wish that AI can do for you. Please, in the chat box, I want to get those responses. Okay, you do this simple thing every week. Send mail, good, SN. Okay, send mail, good. Who else? Who else? Send mail. Okay, good. Writing school reports, excellent, excellent. Writing school reports, good. Okay, materials requisition, okay, good. So you guys are putting all of this query data, excellent. Okay, query data, good. So every single thing that you guys have written here, we can automate with anything. If you think I am lying, let me show you. Let me show this to you guys. So this is what I built, right? A weekly state. I built this one myself, and I'm going to show it to you now. Okay, I'm going to show it to us now. Okay, I'm going to show it to us very quickly. Okay, so now I will come back here. All right, so just a moment. Okay, good. So I'll just open this very quickly. So guys, tell me if you can see my screen. Okay, let me make this white. Let me change my background to white. So you will. Okay, good. Now this is anything. All right, this is an N8N workflow. Okay, this is an N8N workflow. And what did I do here? I automated a weekly status report for my team. So I scheduled a trigger that, okay, listen, AI, by Monday, okay, every week by Monday, 12 noon, okay, I want you to go on ClickUp. ClickUp is one of our project collaboration tools that we use as project managers. Okay, I want you to go on ClickUp and look at every single thing I'm doing in this project. Okay, look at what every single thing I'm doing in this project currently. Okay, and send a what? Send a mail using the AI agent. Okay, the AI agent is the what? Is the AI that helps us to transform this particular what? This particular task into information that our stakeholders can understand. Okay, into information that our stakeholders can understand. And as a result of that, see what I got. Guys, can you see my screen? This is a weekly status report. If you look at it, it gives what? An executive summary. You can see that the team is currently in the initial planning stages of the project. Okay, with several critical development, quality assurance, tax pending commencement. It also told what the team what is in progress and what are the risks and the blockers. See, guys, this email was automatically sent with what? Anything. So by me putting all of these guys together, okay, now I am getting what? A mail every week concerning an update in my what? In my project. Okay, now every week I am getting an update, okay, concerning my project. All right, every week I am getting an update concerning my project. All right, so guys, this is our current reality now. Okay, this is our current reality now as project manager. So I do not need to file or write any report anymore because AI can do it for me. Okay, if I execute this workflow, all right, if I execute this workflow, okay, just a moment, okay, all of those things that I did earlier, it's just going to show me the mail once again. Okay, it's just going to show me the mail once again. Okay, but because it's been a minute since I touched on this AI agent, so I need to make an update here. That's just why it is currently working this way. But like it did before, that it generated, let me go back to anything here. Anything. Okay, anything. Anything. Or I just type weekly status report. Okay, weekly status report. Okay, so this is it here. Weekly status report. So once I click on my weekly status report, let me reload the page. Okay. All right. So now you can see that I have one of my reports here. If I click on the next one, I have another report here. If I click on the next one, okay, there's also another report here. So it just sends our automated reports to the stakeholders every single week. Okay, we do not need to touch anything at all. All right, this report is generated every single week. Okay, every single week we have this report from anything. Okay, and this is our current reality as PMs, as VAs, as data analysts, as data scientists. All right, to navigate what? To navigate those things that we do habitually. Okay, so you do not need to write any reports anymore because your AI automation can write those reports for you. And all you need to do is to just sit back. Okay, all you need to do is to just sit back, relax on your weekends and allow it to do it for you. Okay, so now back to the presentation. Back to the presentation. So now we've looked at executive dashboard. We've looked at what? Automated workflows. Now, let me show us something that has to do with what? Strategic documents. I told us earlier that one of the things that we do that makes us sit in leadership is our ability to generate what? Documents that our stakeholders find useful, important to business growth. All right. that makes us what? That makes us credible, that ensures that the organization can use our documentation to do something useful. Okay. And shortly, we will be generating one using one of our large language models in either Claude or ChatGPT. Okay. So if I come to Claude, for example, okay, if I come to Claude, for example, all right, and I want to generate a business requirements document. Business requirements document is one of those documents that we use to do what? To talk about the project, to talk about what is in scope for the project, the business objectives, to look at the functionalities of a particular system, a particular product, to highlight the impact, to highlight the risk, and everything is just pretty much high level. It's pretty much high level. And this is something that we BAs do. Okay. And instead of me going to go and meet 200 stakeholders or to go and meet 10 or 15 stakeholders to ask them that, okay, what are your expectations? What do you want particular system to do? What is particular product to do? Okay. What are the finances involved? What is the business impact? For me to go and meet risk and start saying this that, okay, what are the potential risks and how can we mitigate them? I can just come to any one of my large language models and begin with, okay, a persona pattern. You are, to have a right prompt, you are a business analyst. Okay, so what am I doing here? I am telling this AI that it should embody a business analyst. I can even go a level further and say you are a senior business analyst. Okay, and what we call this persona pattern is because just as you chat with your friends, okay, if you talk to your friend and you do not have context, your friend is going to be lost. Imagine I'm talking to this to all of us here today, and I said that, okay, working home tomorrow is bad. And you're like, okay, what's happening tomorrow? Why is working home tomorrow bad? Maybe the reason why working home tomorrow is bad is because there is riot outside. When they have provided more context, it makes it easier for you to understand what I'm talking about. But if I just say working home tomorrow is bad, they're going to be lost. You won't understand what I'm talking about. Okay, the same way you talk to your friend, right? It's the same way you talk to what? Your AI model. You are a senior business analyst. The cloud now understands that, okay, now I am embodying a senior BA. What would a senior BA do? Okay, what would a senior BA do? Okay, you are a senior business analyst. All right. Write a 2-page business requirement document. Requirement document. Okay. For a project. Okay, to digitize a loan disbursement process in a Nigerian microfinance bank. Okay, include the problem statement. Okay, include the problem statement, proposed solution. Okay, expected business impact. Because all of these are needed in your BRD. Okay, identify risks and create mitigation strategies. Okay, now after this, okay, you are a senior BA. One of the things that we BAs do is that we draft out requirements. We do what we call a requirement elicitation session. All right. And instead of us to sit down and start interviewing 200 stakeholders, we can make our lives easier by using AI to generate the first version of the document. So when we generate the first version of the document, we can now ask those stakeholders to review the document and see if there is anything they would like to add. And before, elicitation can take us weeks because you can't sit down with stakeholder A, stakeholder B, stakeholder C, stakeholder D, stakeholder F. And before you meet all of them, because some of them might be this, some of them might not even be on sick, some of them might be on leave. And it will probably take you about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to come up with a BRD. Well, now we can come up with a BRD in a matter of minutes, and it will still deliver value. So I'll run this on Claude, okay? Then I would copy this same prompt and come on ChatGPT as well. Okay, let me go on ChatGPT. I'm sure we all here know ChatGPT. Guys, is anybody that doesn't know ChatGPT? Is anybody that doesn't know ChatGPT? If you know ChatGPT, give me a thumbs up. You know about ChatGPT, give me a thumbs up. Great. Every single person here knows about ChatGPT. Okay, is one of the most common large language models. So I'll copy and paste the same thing here and execute it. Now, let's see what both of them are going to give us. Okay, now you can see it. You have your introduction, you have the purpose, you have the scope, you have the problem statement, you have the proposed solution, you have the key features. Now, your development team, this is what they are going to use to build this particular application, loan disbursement data initiative. Okay, you look at the process flow, process map, the what I said earlier. You look at the future state. Okay, you compare it to the current state. These are the business requirements. Okay, this is the expected impact. This is the risk, the various risks and mitigation strategies. This is the success metric, the conditions that must be met once particular system goes live. And this is your conclusion, guys. I generated this in less than 5 minutes. In less than what? 5 minutes. And if I wanted to go more detailed, more extensive, I can still do it. Okay, this is our current reality at the moment. Okay, you can see Claude is still generating it because Claude probably wants to be more detailed and explicit. So another thing you can do is that you can juxtapose, you can compare and contrast. Okay, I can also do the same thing on what? On Gemini, right? It's another AI tool, Gemini AI. Okay, I come on Gemini AI. Okay, and what do? I paste the same thing. The Gemini is still loading. Okay, I paste the same thing and I execute. Okay, I execute. And so you can see this is also what? A VRD. So ideally, these are things that I will do. So the level of details that they all gave me is different. You can see Gemini was not as detailed as ChatGPT. Okay, and ChatGPT is not as detailed as Claude. See how detailed Claude is. But guys, I'm sure that the content will still be similar. Can you see? Now it has the document reference number. Okay, the version 1.0, right? The date, prepared by business analysis unit, reviewed by who is probably going to, all of this is you can always make a tweak later. But these documents that we need is generated by AI, and somebody probably think that this was done by a human being. And now you give this to your boss. The boss tells you that, oh, Sukat, I need a BRD ready tomorrow. Just say, was that okay? So you have nothing to worry about. Tomorrow, you have nothing to worry about. In the next 2 hours, I'm going to give it to you. Meanwhile, you've done this in the next 5 minutes. Okay, but just because you want to just act like, oh, I'm so busy. Then you wait for what? Another 2 hours before you submit it. Okay, so AI helps us to augment our intelligence. Okay, and because I already understand what should be in a BRD, I'm able to guide AI as to what the components of the delivery it should give me should be. You know that there are a demographic of people today that believe that using AI is bad. And I always tell them that if you have this mindset, you are going to be left behind. If you have this mindset that using AI is not good, then you are going to be left behind. And if you think I'm lying, there is multiple data to back up my claim. If you think I'm lying, there is multiple data to back up my claim. Okay, and I will show us as we elaborate in today's session. Okay, and these are some of the skill sets you need to possess to sit on those tables. Okay, and these are things that so many people do not know how to build. And the fourth component, we've looked at 3 tools so far. We've looked at what Power BI, we've looked at what automation, we've looked at what strategic documents. Now, the final one based off our slide is what? Data-driven recommendation. Okay, data-driven recommendation. This fourth one isn't a tool. It's a posture. It's a decision to stop reporting what happened and start prescribing what should happen next. Okay, this is not a tool, it's a posture. One thing that leaders embody is the ability to provide recommendations. It's the ability to what? Diagnose and prescribe. They just not diagnose. There are so many people that are so sophisticated at stating out a business problem. They have the felicity, they have the eloquence to tell you what a business problem is. But they never prescribe solutions. Okay, and this is where we all need to be deliberate. For you to become an indispensable professional, for you to be absolutely necessary, you need to have these 4 tools to become indispensable. At least you should have 1 or 2 of these 4. Can you prepare executive dashboards? Can you automate the workflow? Can you provide strategic documents? Can you make data-driven recommendations? Most analysts describe the past, right? They describe the past. But strategists, they say that what? Based on this current analysis, okay, based on what is happening, right? Based on all of this, we should prioritize this. We should adjust this. If we do this and this, we can recover. If we do this and this, we can improve. Strategies, they own the future. Okay, analysts, they prescribe the past. But strategies, they own the future. Okay, and with AI tools, you can achieve all of this. With AI tools, you can achieve all of this. So far, guys, am I making any sense? Are we getting it? Right? Are we getting it? Is this making any sense to us? Is this making any sense to us? Great, great. Now, like I said, we won't just talk about tools today. All right. We won't just talk about what tools today. All right. For having these tools becoming indispensable. All right. And this is how you become irreplaceable in today's space using AI. If you look at these four stages, I'm going to describe each one, and I want you to be honest with yourself, not with me, just with yourself. Okay? Look at these stages, these four stages. I'm going to describe each one of them, and I want you sincerely to be honest with yourself, not with me. Okay? The first one is the executor. The executor, these are people that just do the task, right? The executor does the task, waits for instruction. Okay, you know what to do, you do it well. Nobody's asking you for your opinion on strategy. You are measured by output, not by outcome. Okay, an executor, you wait for instruction. You do the task, you know what to do, you do it well. But nobody is asking for your opinion on strategy. Okay, the boss tells you to do this and he knows that you're going to do it. But when it comes to making those tough decisions, when it's time for them to do something monumental, something significant, something gigantic, right? Nobody asks for your opinion, but you know that you do the work. So by being honest with ourselves, I'm sure that some of us already know we are such people. Okay. Or are you a contributor? You solve problems when asked. You share insights in meetings. People listen to you, but you are not yet the one shaping the agenda. Okay. You solve problems, yes. You share insights in meetings, yes. In fact, people even listen to you, but you still do not have that autonomy, a level of power to shape the agenda. Okay? Or are you a strategist? You shape decisions before they are made. You build systems that outlast your involvement. Like the automation that I showed us earlier. You're one of the people that they call before a decision, not after. You know, there are some of us here that they call us before a decision is made. There are some of us that they call us after the decision has been made. Okay, are you a strategist? Or are you a leader? You set direction. You create the condition for others to succeed. Your job is no longer to do the work, is to design the work. So that is based on these four things that were highlighted. Which one are you? Put it in the chat box. Are you number one? Are you number two? Are you number three? Are you number four? I want you to be honest with yourself. Which one are you? Okay, which one are you? Are you number one? Are you number two? Are you number three? Are you number four? Which one are you? As you can see, number three and number four, AI can help you out. But number one and number two, AI can help you out if you use it the right way. AI can help you out if you use it the right way. So I want us to put it in the chat box, nothing to be scared about, nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, every one of us here, we do not even know each other. Right before this particular moment, we didn't know each other. So there's nothing you have to be scared of or to be embarrassed about. Okay, in your journey, your trajectory, okay, moving forward, you need a level of vulnerability. You need to be vulnerable, you need to be honest. Okay, honesty is the best policy. Right? Honesty is the best policy. I can see some people have kept that's that okay, I'm number one, I'm number two. Okay, and there's nothing wrong about that. That's honest, and that's exactly the right starting point. Okay, and we look at the gold batches here. These are the gold batches. These are three and these are four. AI gives you stage three. AI gives you stage four. Okay, AI gives you what stage three and stage four, which are the most important ones. So with AI, you can become a strategist, can become a what? A leader. You have to say that you cannot become a leader without AI. No. Okay, but AI can give you all of these things that you are inept in. Okay? So the professional who builds AI powered system moves from doing the work to designing the work. And that is where leadership lives. Okay? I want you to take a particular line and meditate on it. A professional who builds AI powered system moves from doing the work to designing the work, and that is where leadership lives. All right? That is where leadership lives. So those of us that we said that we are 1 and 2, we can move to 3 and 4. Okay? I have been a 1, I've been a 2, and now I'm a 3, now I'm a 4. I mean, I'm talking to you guys on this call, on this particular subject matter. So it means that my opinion is what is currently being valued. Okay, my input, the thematics of what I talk about, it's being valued. And that's why I'm in this session with you guys today. And you can achieve this with AI as well. Okay, you can achieve this with AI as well. Now, okay, now you look at a social proof. Okay, you look at a social proof. And I'm going to show us, I don't know why this particular image I had there, why it went away, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Now, our alumni story, okay? And how this particular person went from real transformation to real credibility. I'm going to show us the person right here, okay? So that it's not a thing of me just speaking. Okay, good. This was person image that was on this screen that I had earlier. Okay, but I'll just go back. Okay, I'll just go back. And I'm sure before I even joined, you guys will watch some of those videos. So that's the person that was there. But for some reason, I don't know why Google Slides just took it off. So before, this particular alumni was a mid-level analyst. Okay, this is not a LinkedIn post, it's not a course that I found. This is a real person, and you guys can even contact him. Can contact him if you want to meet him. Okay, this is his name here. If you want to reach out to him, okay, Olusegun Agbolade, this is him here. He went from a mid-level auditor, okay, from a mid-level auditor and finance officer. He went from this, okay. He was told he was overlooked, okay. And what did he do first? He built his Power BI dashboard. He worked on what? Automating workflows. He had what? Strategic deck delivered. And now he is what? The head of the department. Okay. And you can see yes that analytics did not just teach me tools, it taught me how leaders think and how to make myself impossible to ignore. Okay. And if you look at his testimonial here, okay, Olusegun Agbolade began his career as an auditor and finance officer in healthcare firm with no tech background. After enrolling in our AI automation program, he leveraged no-code tools to automate financial processes and build intelligent workflows. Today, he works as an automation engineer at Amdari, proving that with the right training, even non-tech professionals can transfer successfully into AI and automation. So this is not yes, this is not an anecdotal claim. It's real. Okay, it is real. Like I said, you want to confirm again, you can go and meet this person and verify. Okay, so for you to have that leadership prowess, for you to sit on those tables, you need to build your stack. You need to earn your title and you need to own your worth. Okay, these 3 things are very, very important. To build your stack, you need to build your skill set. Okay, you need to build the skill set. You need to earn the title. Okay, you need to earn the title. You need to own your worth. And if you look at this particular stat on my data, the job market is no longer rewarding leverage in 2026. Sorry, it's no longer rewarding effort, it's rewarding leverage. Okay, it is no longer about how much effort can you put into your work. It is rewarding leverage, and that leverage is AI. Okay, that leverage is AI. So you need to have the leverage for you to sit on those tables. And if you do not have it in today's world, you will be left behind. Now, look at this. How many of us here know Meta, Facebook? We know Meta, yes or yes? How many of us here we know Meta? Good. Meta is about to start grading workers on their AI skills. Meta is about to start grading workers on their AI skills. Everybody thinks AI will kill jobs, but the future McKinsey predicts is far stranger. I was at the PMI annual anniversary last year. That's Project Management Institute of Nigeria. They had their 20th anniversary, and I was a panelist on the session. And something that we spoke about that piqued the interest of other project managers, other BAs, and other product managers in the space was this quandary, this common conundrum, which was, is AI going to replace us as project managers, as BAs, as data analysts, as product managers? And we all came to a consensus that AI will only replace those that do not know how to use AI. So even if you're a professional today in your workplace and you've been there for 20 years and you feel like, you're irreplaceable, you're indispensable, I'm going to tell you that you're absolutely wrong, because a beginner that can use AI would usurp you, and you would have to seek that position for them, because you are still banking on, I know all of these things, I've been here for some time, I've been doing this far too long. But someone who just is beginning their journey in technology, that uses AI and now delivers faster, better, more reliable, more efficient, with better clarity, will replace you. And that's what we came to as a consensus. And so we had other stakeholders in project management and data analysis telling us that, I use about 9 AI tools, I use about 8 AI tools, and it has worked for me excellently well. So that should be our current mindset. Okay? To get promoted in the age of AI and layoffs, young workers need upskilling. You need to upskill. Okay, we need to upskill. Our current skill set is good, but it is not good enough because it does not fit into where the world is evolving into. And as a result of that, we're more likely to be left behind. And this is not me trying to just self-fear into us. It's just the reality. Workplaces are making roles redundant now, and people that can use AI are usurping those that don't know how to use it. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave you and I? Okay, where does that leave you and I? Okay, so for us to have our name on those seats, okay, I need to be honest about us about something. The leadership table is not waiting for you to be more qualified. It's waiting for you to find the perfect moment. It's waiting for you to show up with the right tools, right positioning, and the right evidence of impact. All of us here, we have the raw materials. Every single person on this particular call has the raw materials. What you are missing is now the system that packages it for people making decisions about your career. And this is what exactly 8 weeks at Analytics Business will help you build. I'm not telling you theories here, no inspiration. We're looking at tangible, verifiable, portfolio-backed transformation. The kind that gets you into those rooms and keeps you there. A seat at the leadership table is not given to the most talented people. And that's me being honest with you. Like I told you earlier, the discrepancy between myself and that person that I was a senior BA wasn't because he was more talented than me. I mean, I knew more things in BA than him, and he was a senior BA, and I was just on the come up. But one thing that stood out and I took from my interaction with him is that it is given to those who are most visible, who are most prepared, and most what's essential. And this is something that you and I can become in the next 8 weeks. Okay? And I want to frame these investments currently before I share the link. Okay. There's another story that you heard today. Okay, 3 levels in 12 months, a dollar denominated salary. Okay, remote ready. Let's be conservative and say that career shift. Let's say just say, for example, it represents an additional 1.5 to 2 million naira every month. Okay, let's just say that's what it amounts to. And you make such investments today. Let's say, for example, you invest 100K into your learning. Okay, look at the return on investment in just a single month. Okay, look at the return on investment in just a single month. Now do it for 1 year. Now do it for 2 years. Now do it for 5 years. Now do it for 10 years. Okay, when it comes to upskilling, when it comes to your career, I always tell people that you don't look at costs. Okay, you need to look at what investment. Because for every investment, there needs to be a dividend. Okay, there needs to be what? A dividend. All right, there needs to be a dividend. And that dividend is your skills. Okay, what skills do you finally have at the end of the day? What skills can make you sit in leadership position? Okay, and this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. Okay, so now, if I just take this year, like I said earlier, it always seems impossible until it is done. You can see here that Ikmat is a stay-at-home mom and made a transition to what? To automation. All right, that made a transition into automation. She had been out of work for 2 years as a stay-at-home mom, and returning to the workforce, it felt overwhelming. And at the time she enrolled for the program, she was not employed, but she stayed consistent. A few months into the program, Ikmat secured her first interview with the support of our structured training and expert interview preparation. She refined her confidence, positioning, and responses, and she landed the job at an information analyst. If Ikmat can restart her career after 2 years out, then so can you. Now look at Ibiso Jacobs as well. Okay, she had no experience whatsoever in tech, but when she enrolled into our program, she was stepping into a completely new world, opposite of what she's used to. Through structured learning, hands-on project, and practical automation training, she built real-world stories, real-world skills, okay, from the very scratch. And today, Ibiso works as an automation engineer at Princeton Associates in the US, proving that you do not need a tech degree to build a tech career. Okay, it's just with the right training and consistency, the transformation is possible. So these are success stories of some of our students in the past. We have their LinkedIn's here. You can always reach out to them if you think that we are making all of these up. Okay, you can reach out to these students. All right. And if you look at the skills that are on the rise from this year, AI and big data is what? Is on the forefront. AI and big data is on the forefront. Okay? AI and big data is on the forefront. Okay? AI big data is on the forefront, and that's why it is absolutely necessary. Okay? It is absolutely necessary that you have AI skill set. Okay? That you have AI skill set. Right? I cannot overemphasize. All right? I cannot overemphasize the importance of this skill set. So you need to have it, you need to possess it, you need to display it, you need to embody it. That's how important it is. Okay. And look at some of the core skills as well. You can just go through them. All of these slides will be readily available to us so that we can even take it a notch further to fully understand it. Okay, can take it a notch further to fully understand it. Okay, now if you are in Nigeria, you are currently in Nigeria. Okay, you are currently in Nigeria. I'm sure the majority of us are currently in Nigeria. All right, let me let you in on a secret. I want to let you in on a secret. Okay, I want to let you in on a secret. And this particular secret is something that so many people are not aware of at the moment. Okay? So many people are not aware at the moment. The traders abroad no longer look for talent within their locality. Okay? The traders abroad no longer look for what talent within their locality. All right? They do no longer look for talent within their locality. Now, they are targeting African talents these days. Okay? They are targeting African talents these days. All right, they are targeting African talent these days. And who are those African talents? It is you, it is I. Okay? It is you and it is I. We are the African talents that are being targeted these days. And so we need to be visible. We need to position ourselves in a way that when they go out to look for the wolves, they find us easily. Okay, when they go out to hunt for those leaders, for those professionals, they are the ones that they are finding. Okay, and you may not ask the $1,000,000 question: how can analytics help me with this particular transition? Okay, how can analytics help me? How can we be of help to you? There are multiple ways in which we can be of help to you. If you look at this particular screen, we have AI for corporate. So if you're a professional, whether you are in HR, you are in data, you are in business, there is AI for you to use to either upskill or to make your business better or to grow or to sit in those positions. All right. And the first one we have here is generative AI for HR analytics. Like I showed us the particular dashboard on the screen. As an HR professional, if you can display such dashboard, speaking to the patterns, insights, and trends, all right, your organization will hold you in high esteem. You'll be absolutely valuable and indispensable compared to another HR that does not have to do any of those things. So for HR analytics, it's moving from admin to strategic intelligence. We want to use AI to analyze employee data, predict attrition, and generate workforce insights instantly. You want to automate report writing. You want to carry out your performance summaries, your policy draft. All of these things you want to do then. Okay, and with AI, HR, they stop reacting to problems and they start predicting them, because as an HR, you need to be what? You need to be proactive. You need to be what? You need to be proactive. So this is one of the courses that we offer for AI for corporate. Now, AI for data analytics. This is where you go from reporting to insight generation. Here we use AI to clean, to analyze, visualize data. Same thing that we spoke for data analytics, which I showed us that dashboard. Data analysts to do something similar by providing dashboards. Want to have AI assistant queries and dashboard. Want to generate insights without writing complex SQL queries. Want to spend less time preparing data and more time interpreting and influencing decisions. That's our current focus now. Okay, then AI for business analysis and project management. Want to use AI to draft the BRD like we just did some few minutes ago. User stories, process map, gap analysis in minutes, simulate scenarios, validate requirements, refine stakeholder needs faster. As a project manager, I want to use AI to automate our weekly reports like I showed us on the screen. Okay, generate roadmaps, stakeholder communication. We also want to focus on execution and strategy as well as delivery speed. And these are some of the offerings that we have in our AI for corporate. Okay, and at analytics business, we understand that for you guys to become leaders, it's not just all about the technical skills. It's not all about what technical skills. Employee skills are equally as important. Employability skills are equally as important. And some of the services that we offer as our unique selling proposition to our students is that we help them with their CV review and revamp. Okay, because as a leader, your CV cannot be mundane and be ordinary and everyday like the rest of your colleagues. We also help with LinkedIn optimization. We help with navigating the job market. Maybe your current organization does not value your leadership. Maybe you need to go somewhere else where you'll be valued. We help you with what? Interview preparation. All right. We help you with job reference letter. On the job support, even after you finished your course with us, we have weekly mentorship sessions. Every week, you are being mentored. Upwork optimization, how you can sell your project and make dollars. All of these we offer to all of our students. Right? Yesterday, there was a mentorship session yesterday evening. Right? And those that were there yesterday were shown Upwork, how to open an Upwork account, how to build a profile, how to start selling on Upwork and start making money. So those of you here have already even missed out on one of the day starts that your colleagues currently have. But that's not it, that's not all, because coming next week again is another mentorship session. Okay, there's another mentorship session coming next week again, because it is every week, as well as what support sessions. Okay, so this is what your 2 months journey here would look like. You have your main classes on Saturdays and Sundays from the hours of 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. where you deal with real-world case studies. You meet student facilitators like myself and my other colleagues. You tackle what real-world case studies because you need experience, and this needs to serve as your experiential knowledge. So we are going to attack real-world case studies using AI. All right, using AI. All right, using AI. Then everything is 100% online because in today's day and age, we need to prepare ourselves for the remote market. Nobody wants to be going to work every single day. People now want to work opportunities. So we are beginning that quest here. So if you can carry out your class for 2 months online, then you can take on any remote job in the world. Then every Tuesday evenings from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., we have a support session. Maybe you have on Saturday and Sunday and there's something you don't understand. The facilitator comes in and we explain it for you. Okay? He helps you out technically. Then every Thursday, we have our employability session from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And this is where you are mentored as to, okay, how do you answer an interview question? How do you sell your project? How do you negotiate salary? All right, all of these things you are being mentored every Thursday. Okay, and as you can see, we are not just another school or academy. We are a reputable one. We are currently accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. Okay, American Council of what? Training and Development, ACTD. So you can always use our accreditation. When you even get the slides, you can view it. So you can take certificates to anywhere in the world. It is valuable when you get from us anywhere in the world. Right? You are that confident. Okay. And these are some of the jobs that you can get using the remote platforms like FlexJob, Upwork, LinkedIn, Indeed, JobFirst, Fiverr, and the rest. So please feel free to explore this when you get the slides. Okay. Even as you're enrolled in these particular courses of ours, you can still start applying for roles. Okay. Now, look at what happened here. One of our previous students, Pavel, was a teacher back in Cameroon before moving to the US. All right. So Pavel followed the order of learn, package, apply, and he got the job. So he learned in what 2024 December. He packaged himself. He did all he had to do. I've always tell our students, if you do everything we tell you to do, there is no way you are not going to land a job. There is no way you won't land a job if you do every single thing you need to do. Same as what Bukola, same as Ene Ojaide, right? Who now works as a data scientist with a company in Germany working remotely from the UK. Right, this is that story here, right? You can see the chart. So nothing here is made up. Okay. So I want to ask every one of us a question. You've understood the gap between where you are at the moment, the corporate dilemma. Okay, where you are at the moment and where you could be, where you see yourself in the nearest future. Question is, will you let this one slip this time? Like, are you ready to make that investment into your future? Okay, are you ready to take that next gigantic step? Are you ready to be considered in those ones? Right? Are you ready to make decisions, not just become someone that they just assign tasks to? Okay, are you ready to be someone that sets the agendas for meetings? Right? And this is what we have for you. So here at Analytics Business, you have 8 weeks of live training. You have your weekly mentorship session. You have your CV review and revamp. You have your capstone hackathon whereby you will build a real project and you have a portfolio for it. You have your LinkedIn optimization, Upwork setup, interview preparation, job reference letter, get on the job support, alumni community, ACTD accreditation, Tuesday support. And if you look at this, right, if you look at this at the moment, okay, the real value from what you will get from everything you will do for us, this is the real value here, 980,000 naira. Okay, but do not be scared, right? Do not be scared because our real unique selling proposition is in the fact that we will not just end it at what? No mentorship, no career support, generic PDF certificates, you are your own after. This is what we will do for you throughout your journey with us. And currently we're on discount, which expires this night. Okay, this expires this night. March was IWD, that's National Women's Month. Okay, National Women's Month. And as a result of that, we slashed our price because we are currently on a discount. Okay, and the April cohort begins their class tomorrow. April cohort begins their class tomorrow. So we currently start our price from 250,000 naira to 100,000 naira, which was a follow-up from what we did in the IWD in March. Because the April cohort begins tomorrow. So after tomorrow, this particular discount ends and we go back to our normal 250,000 naira price. Okay. And because of this IWD, we are currently offering our courses for just 100,000 naira. And the good thing is that you can pay in installments. You don't have to pay once. Okay? You can pay in installments. Right? At the moment, we are not looking to bring in too many people anymore because the classes are almost filled up. Okay, I'm not looking to bring in too many people anymore. Classes are almost filled up. Okay, we don't like having too many people in class. So as people can get value for their money and for their time, we like smaller classes. Okay, so we're just looking for the first 10 people this evening, right? Offering discount to the first 10 people that are willing, right, to join the April course that begins tomorrow. Like I said earlier, all you need to do is to just indicate interest. Okay. And if you even make at least 25,000 naira, 25,000 naira installment plan this night, as I was speaking at the moment, I will put in the word for you to get into class tomorrow. Okay? You get into class tomorrow. And before the end of your 2 months here, you pay up the remaining 75,000 naira and you are good to go. Like I said, if you look at the ROI for what you will be getting, your AI skills, your career trajectory, your leadership journey, 100K is nothing compared to what you will be getting in the long term. I know how much I paid when I learned my BA course from an academy in the UK again. I paid about £600 over half a decade ago. Okay? Then it felt like a whole lot of money. But today I've made more than that, way more than that, in fact. Okay. And this was how I was able to move from just becoming an ordinary BA to what? To an AI BA. All right. So if you are interested, all right, if you are interested, I need you to just put I'm interested in the chat box, put I am interested in the chat box, and you will be reached out to, right? You will be reached out to. Like I said, the cohort begins tomorrow. So you can still join them in class tomorrow, all right? And you can still get some of these services that we are offering as early as this coming week. Okay, once you just indicate your interest. Okay, so if you do not want to just be in the backlog, in the back room, where your opinions are not considered, you're just there to work and you're left at that, and you want to make the next audacious gigantic step, then this is what you want to do. So if you are interested in what I've said so far, if you look at some of the things that we've built and you want to make a pledge, okay, before the price returns to 50K again, just indicate your interest and you will be reached out to. Okay, but it's also important that you fill the attendance sheet so that you can get a recording of today's video and also the slides. Okay, and also the slides as well. So if you are interested, please just indicate your interest. Just type I'm interested in the chat box and you will be reached out to. Okay, you will be reached out to. So I'm expecting to start seeing our interest now in the chat box. Okay, but so far so good. Whilst we are still here and whilst we are still, I'm sure nobody's contemplating based on what you've seen so far. At this point, it should be each with the level of certainty and assurance that this is the way to go. Okay, but so far so good. As everything I've said makes sense to us. Okay, has it made any sense to us? Are we just say something that is interesting, is exciting, something we need to do to be in those leadership seats and position? Okay, I need to hear from us. I need to hear from us. And just put your comments in the chat box. Okay, and put your comments in the chat box. If you have any questions for me, please put it in the chat box. Okay, if you have any question for me, please put it in the chat box. And as you can see, even if, for example, you need more clarity, you can always book a session with us, right? The phone numbers are listed in the chat box. You can always book a session with us, one-on-one session. If you need more information, more clarity, you can always do that. Okay, you can always do that. Okay, so I'm going to just take a step backward now and allow us to indicate our interest. Okay, I'll still leave my screen up So if you're interested, please just, okay, somebody give a thumbs up. Okay, somebody give a thumbs up. So just, if you're interested, just indicate that in the chat box. Okay, okay, thank you for that, John. I think for that, John. Okay, so I'm waiting for those of us that are ready to make the next leap. I said we don't need too many people in class anymore. It's just 10 persons and we are good to go. We are good to go. So please do not forget to fill the attendance sheet so that you can get these materials as well as the video recording. So please fill the attendance sheet that I will send to the chat box. Fill the attendance sheet so that you can get access to the recordings and also the video of today's session. Okay, you get access to the materials, the videos of today's session. So please kindly fill the attendance sheet in the chat box. Okay, so any questions for me before we wrap it up and call it a day? Any questions for me? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Anyone? Okay, someone said, kindly explain what that ACTD means. Okay, so let me just go back here. Okay, good. So just like every country has their own regulations, right, for different industries, right? As people have the regulation, like where we have NUC for Nigerian universities. How many of us here are aware of NUC? Sure, you know about NUC. You know about NUC, like this university accreditation here in Nigeria, so that your certificate is relevant and useful. Okay, that is relevant and useful, and you can take it to anywhere in the world, and you are recognized as a BSc holder or even as a master's holder. Same way America has theirs. Okay, so this is America's own is what? American Council of Training and Development. This is the regulatory body that validates certificates in America. And they have certified us here at analytics business. We've been accredited by them. So it means that certificate is useful in anywhere you go to in the world. You are recognized, right? Regardless of certification you get from us, it is recognized globally. So that's the meaning of the ACTD, American Council of Training and Development. So was I able to answer your question, Lawrence? Okay, great. So guys, this is going to be up for another 3 minutes. So if you are interested and you want to join the April court, like I said, the class begins tomorrow. I would be receptive to making some late additions just before tomorrow. Okay, so if you can indicate your interest, like I said, you don't need to pay in full at the moment. You just need to do what? Just even if it's 25K, you can pledge. So okay, you secure your slot with that money, you secure your slot. Then subsequently you can pay the rest. So that even when the price goes back, 250K, you're still going to pay the 100K. You're still going to pay the 100K. So that's just what we have to offer. Like I said, the IWD discount ends this night. So from tomorrow when class begins, you are back to 250K. And we don't want to think that, oh, this was not, opportunity was not brought to us. Which is why I'm here explicitly stating what we should do. So this will be up another 2 minutes before we call it a day. So like I said earlier, kindly fill the attendance form if you've not filled. Okay, kindly fill it. Okay, can see that some interest already coming in on WhatsApp. Okay, all right. So those of you that have indicated interest already on the WhatsApp and texted the number, so we will be adding you guys to the classroom. Adding you guys to the classroom very quickly. You'll have a very quick onboarding session before tomorrow's class. So what are we waiting for? Some people are already indicating their interest already on by texting the phone number here. So others, what are we waiting for? Okay, so like I said, I'm going to shut this down any moment from now. So this is just one more last ploy to put this up. And always contact these phone numbers here and send them a text to indicate your interest. All right. So I guess in the absence of none, we will be calling it a day. Thank you all for joining and see you all in leadership roles and positions.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Umi. Hi, Mohammed. Do you have any questions you would want to ask? Would you be going forward with securing your slot?